morning, everybody. Hi. The girls came down to eat. Tux's, well, he's having to think about it. It's cold, Mama. He says it's cold. I didn't know if I wanted to leave my spot or not. Uh-oh, buddy. You're getting closer. You're one tree down. Good morning. Good morning. You gonna go? Go up your tree. Go up your tree. Almost. He goes, I'm not that energetic, Mom. Connie. Good morning.
The sun's coming out.
Yeah.
We was up before the sun this morning.
Don couldn't sleep, I guess.
Yeah.
He got me up early.
I'm so sorry.
I've pouted at him a little bit, but I love you anyway.
That's right.
But I haven't had enough sleep.
No, she's not.
I'll be in the house where it's warm when you come back up the hill.
Oh, but the sun's out here. It's such a pretty morning. Just a little nippy.
Yeah.
Nippy.
It's 35. It could be worse.
Yeah. But the wind's not blowing.
Right.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Although our neighbor down the hill with the semi-truck, he's heating up his truck and taking off for work for the day, I think. He's on just the other side of the, I don't know, he's just before the bridge or just after the bridge. He's down there by the bridge. I can hear his truck. I could actually smell his truck a little bit this morning. The diesel fumes kind of carried. If you look carefully up the hill, you can probably see Stripe laying down in the leaves. Johnny was up there and spent 10 minutes with him a few minutes ago. Delighted again that Stripe was so receptive. I am trying to not encourage him to come any closer to the house because of Tux. I made a 5-pound chuck roast in the Instant Pot last night, and I got a lot of gravy and there's a lot of leftover meat. And Johnny wants some noodles made into like a stroganoff thing today. So I said, sure. Let's move that. No. It happens. I did add a hefty dollop of sour cream, and I used the residual heat from the pot, the burner, and the warm noodles to heat up the gravy and get everything at a good eating temperature. It's around noon now, and I'm gonna go for my Pokemon Go drive. Dawn is still tied up on a conference call, and I've got a couple hours before I have to be on with the kids. I'm not planning on going shopping anywhere, just go spin Pokestops and such and get a little sunshine. Good afternoon, Ruby. Because it is technically afternoon. I'm sitting here overlooking a nice view at Falcon Park while I battle one of the rocket Pokemon stops. And I think the police officer here has the same idea while doing some paperwork. Those are big planes, I'm sure, from Fort Bragg. 2 of them went past. I got the camera up in time to follow one. Well, I've enjoyed riding around, listening to my book. I took a couple of photos, but only a couple. Did a lot of pogo. Been out about an hour, and I'm going back to the house so I can get ready for Robotics Club. I still need to think just a little bit about what I'm going to do with the kids today. This will be the last meeting before January, and they've got Khan Academy and the Amazon Coder Z Challenge, and there's a lot of Hour of Code stuff out there this week, so I don't think I'm going to pile anything else on them. I think they've got stuff to keep them busy and engaged through the holiday. I do need to pull parts for a robot for one of the students, and maybe I'll do that after the meeting today. Tux has greeted me, and he is really in the mood for some loving. I've already been petting him for 5 minutes. Hey, bud. Come here. He's a good boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Well, I made it through robotics with the boys today. No problems. Got them assigned out through January, although I think we're going to meet again January 7th, if that's the first Thursday back. But it went okay today. The guys are maybe a little quiet and distant on the other side of Google Meet. It's hard on teachers when you can't hear students or see students. But it went well. Since I've been done with robotics, I have pulled together this other robot for another student. It's a third of the way built because I needed to sort out a couple of problems to make sure I pulled the right parts. But it's only got one wheel on and only one color sensor, and there's a lot of stuff that goes back here to finish supporting the brick, and there'll be plenty left for the student to do, so time to negotiate getting this robot to him. I have a few extra minutes this morning since Don got me up so early, and he's busy working, so I am able to watch a few extra YouTubes and do some stuff on my computer I might not ordinarily do. I am getting caught up on my friend John's time shift videos, Light and Dreams Photography. I've mentioned this channel before. You really should check out John's work, especially if you're a history buff, because these time shift videos and photos, he's got a calendar and a book too, are really fascinating from a historical perspective. But what I mostly wanted to do this morning was talk to you guys a minute about my Resnap photo book. I am at the point where, and it is quite seriously 120 pages long, for a year's worth of photos. Let me back up just a bit. I am working on a yearly photo album for 2020. I have done one before for 2018. I usually have on Facebook, I know, about 3,000 photos a year. And I post the photos every day that I take, the best of the best, up to Facebook, whether people look at them or not, so that at the end of the year, I can suck them into Resnap. And again, it's just resnap.com would be where you would go. But I have left 2 pages at the end of the book for the rest of Christmas 2020. And yes, Kyle absolutely is in the book in several locations. He, with COVID this year, him and Michelle are some of the few people that we've actually gotten together with in person. But you can see here that it's pretty flexible with page layouts, and I have really tried to include the highlights of the year. Here was Don with Jack when he and Kyle went out to Fully Charged Live, the big road trip earlier. I guess it was February of 2020. And, towing the smart car with Ruby. Kyle took this video and I pulled a picture out of Ruby towing the smart car. Some good days, some of the best days of the year here with some of our Triangle Tesla folks, helping to deliver vehicles, the studio up, and Don and Kyle making a video there. Johnny was getting ready for his trip to Greece. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but we still have hopes. JB and Susie, Don's brother, here to visit. That was earlier in the year when Susie picked up the bought the XP from Don, not when JB was here to do projects. That came a little later in the year. And then there are quite a few photos of us working on projects this spring, from cleaning up and labeling the upstairs garage. Don built this cat food shelf for me. We fixed workbenches. We did LED light projects. We took down a tree. I mean, I relearned to play piano this year. We all joke about 2020, and surely it has been a really rough year, but don't lose sight that there were some positives this year. For most of us, I think more time spent with family than we would have had otherwise. Maybe a slightly slowed down lifestyle. We cleaned under the house. We put in a new air conditioner. Rick from Tesla was here a couple times to do minor repairs on both cars. This was us taking our test drive in the Model Y, beginning to work on the boardwalk. The Hawk babies. I mean, they're a big part of my spring every year. I sure hope they will be back this year. They really brighten things up for me. It wouldn't be a summer without butterfly pictures, and I've included a few of them. And of course, the cats are spread throughout the photo album, this photo book everywhere. Ruby getting a bath, Don doing stuff with the cars is a frequent thing. Michelle and I at Guardian Angel. And I included here the first demo tube, the guys going up to the ISS on the Falcon on SpaceX rocket. That was a, fairly big historical moment for us. We had the Bolt test drive, giving blood, working on Legos. We put up the shed. First we had to put the floor in, which was, a lot of the work. And then Mr. Wilson, he put up and built the rest of the shed. I didn't know that I was really, really going to walk through all the pages, but I kind of am, I guess, now. Here's Jules' delivery day. That was obviously a big moment for us in 2020. Johnny working virtually from home for school due to COVID was a major part of the year. Trip to Dairy Queen, trip to Morrow Mountain. When you have a new Tesla, you got to go for extra drives, and we certainly did. Paul helping us with the drone footage of Ruby and Jules for the opening to our video. I still love it every time I see it. I'm not tired of it yet. I wish he's now down in, where is he? Ecuador, I think. So not around to do a second shoot, but should he ever be in North Carolina, that, obviously I would love to do even more footage. Johnny's birthday, more shopping, me and Michelle. Service center appointment. I mean, sometimes you just want to go to the service center for something small because it's just so cool to go up there. This is the new one, by the way, combined service and sales all in one spot, and a much bigger location for Tesla's presence in Raleigh. So that was a good thing. John helping put together the cat tree. Yates Mill, we're fixing to come up on a few, now that we're getting into the fall of the year, a few trail walks for me and Don. Installing some LED lights in Jules. If Don wasn't doing electrical stuff, he wouldn't be Don, right? Don's trip to Jack's funeral, sadly. Another day at the track. I miss those days. I could use a track day. Going to at the throttle for the J611. We got to pull the whistle on this beautiful steam engine. We're getting into fall and Halloween now. We met up with Julio down in Fayetteville for the National Drive Electric Week, one of the few events we've done this year due to COVID. Here's JB back working on projects this fall. Lots of things, from lights in the carport to repainting these doors or cabinets, to putting up the catio. That was pretty cool. We did the full self-driving stuff with some of the local people. That was really great. Brian from I1 Tesla was here. And back up to the service center for a little minor thing with Jules. Always fun to take some more photos up there. This would just be fruitcake. Can you say fruitcake? It's sort of our fall pilgrimage out into the country down by the North Carolina Zoo area. Thanksgiving coming around and some fun photos there. Yates Mill. I really have avoided putting in any titles in this book, but it will let you put in titles. I'm sure Don would come along and say, well, kid, 10 years from now when we're looking at that book, we're not necessarily going to remember everything. I mean, Yates Mill is really iconic, right? But if we look at this page here, well, I did put in Austin House, but are we going to remember that this is Carolina Supreme fruitcake? Maybe, maybe not, right? So I don't know. I might consider some descriptive text. Raven Rock State Park. Sharon Harris. I think most of these things, even 10 years, we would remember. The specific maybe location of this parking lot up on the Falls Dam, maybe not so much. Thanksgiving dinner and getting ready for Christmas. My elf. The boys used to dress in cute elf shirts and stuff for me. Now Dawn has taken over the elf role. That's a good thing. So I think it's complete through this page, and then these pages are pre-filled. But these three are basically ones I would consider making additional changes to. So they have other formats. They have, I don't think they make a bigger book, but they do make a smaller one. It automatically imports from Facebook, so it's pretty easy to do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that run through of our 2020 book.